welcome to this broadcast of girls varsity basketball on NKTelco Sports. We're at Minster Gymnasium where the Delphos St. John Blue Jays will take on the Minster Wildcats. Today's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, Unoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Borchers Floor Center, and NKTelco. My name is Dave Canappi. It's my pleasure to bring you this afternoon's game. This is a makeup from on Thursday when this varsity game was canceled because of weather in the Delphos area. Delphos does not have a JV team, so we just have a varsity game only, as Delphos St. John 14-4, 2-4 in the MAC, take on the home standing Minster Wildcats 9-8 overall, 4-2 in the MAC. Let's take a look at the Delphos St. John Blue Jays, coached by Nate Stant. They are 4-14 on the season. They started off a little rough. They lost 5 to start with, then they beat New Knoxville, and then they lost 4, so they stood at 1-9. But they then won 3 in a row over Fort Jennings, Paulding, and Fort Recovery, and now they're in a 5-game losing streak. Their last game was on Tuesday, this past Tuesday. Lincolnview, they lost by 2 points. They were led by Emma Will with 23 in that game, Abby Kerner with 20. Those two are the leading scorers on this team. Abby Kerber averages 10.5. Also, she's in the league category. She's second in the MAC in free throws at 79%. She's second on threes with 35 and second in three-point percentage at 36. And then Emma Will, 10.1. She leads the MAC in steals at 59 on this season. So Abby Kerner and Emma Will right at 10 points a game for the 4-14 Delphos St. John Blue Jays. For the Minster Wildcats, they're 9-8 on the season. They started off rough. They're 2-5. They won 7 of 8 games, and then they lost their last 2. They lost to Tri-Village last Saturday. No shame in that. Tri-Village, number 1 ranked in Division 4, only lost by 8. But then on Tuesday, some of the offensive inconsistencies and problems the Wildcats have had all season long reared their ugly head as they lost to St. Mary's with an unbelievable score of 23-19. Those 19 points are the second lowest ever in Minster girls Wildcat history. Some of the shooting in that game, they were 5 of 25 on their 2-pointers. That's at 20%. 2 of 19 on their threes. Just 3 of 10 on their free throws. They had a big 8-minute drought of scoring most of the first quarter and into the second quarter, and they had no field goals in the fourth quarter. So a tough offensive game for the Wildcats, but they're going to try to right the ship today in this home matinee here at their home gym this Saturday afternoon. So we'd like to thank you all for joining. I'm going to pause now for the national anthem. We'll be back with the starting lineups here on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back, getting ready for the Emerson Climate Technology starting lineups between 4 and 14 Delphos St. John, 2 and 4 in the MAC. Minster is 9 and 8, 4 and 2 overall for Minster. Here for the Delphos St. John Blue Jays, the starting lineups. Starting us out, numbers 0, 5'7" freshman Carolyn Mueller, just over 3 points apiece. Another freshman, Ava Hershey, a 5'8" freshman, 3 points a game. Emma Will, 5'6" junior, 10 points a game. Brooke Altenberger, 5'5" sophomore. And the leading scorer at 10.5 a game, number 24, Abby Kerner, a 5'6" junior. So a very young team, 2 freshmen, 2 juniors, and 1 sophomore for Nathan Stamp, head coach for the Blue Jays. Now, as they dim the lights for the home team, the Minster Wildcats, will have the Emerson Climate Technology starting lineups for the Cats. Back to their normal lineup. A couple players missed because of injury and sickness. Starting us off, Katie McClurg, a 5'4" senior, 6 points a game. Number 12, Lydia Mesher, a 5'10" junior. And back in the lineup after a little minor knee injury is Morgan Sparks, 5'7" senior, 3 points a game. In the middle, Lily Barhorse, leading scorer, 12 points and 9 rebounds a game for the 5'11" junior. And then back after missing the last game because of illness, point guard Sadie Niemeyer, 5'3" sophomore. Head coach Mike Wist for the Wildcats in his 7th year. So those are your Emerson Climate Technologies starting lineups. Now talk about our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. First for the Blue Jays, Nate Stant provided these to me. His 3 keys are ball sureness, able to score through the pressure of Minster, keep the Wildcats out of the paint, and check out and rebound are the 3 keys for the Blue Jays. For the Wildcats, Mike Wist thinks they need a good first quarter start, especially after that tough offensive night against St. Mary's. He wants them to score on offense and score off the defense. Those, again, are your keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. We are ready to get started. Ava Hershey and Lily Barhorst, a pair of 14s, tip us off, controlled by Barhorst. Wildcats on the season averaging 39 points a game. The Blue Jays 33, so probably a relatively low-scoring game as that goes dribbled off the foot of Mesher. So turnover in the first possession by the Wildcats. As usual, the full court pressure of the Wildcats. The Emma Will dribbling against Sparks. Sparks the best defender, which was happy to have her back in the lineup for a slight knee injury, and they pressure Will, and they will call a bump foul. Looks like it will be on Morgan Sparks. Wildcats coming off 2-game losing streak. Blue Jays a 5-game losing streak, so something's got to give between those two teams. Carolyn Mueller give it up to Emma Will. Junior's been started at least the last couple years, loses the handle, able to get it to a teammate. There's Kerner. There's a 3-ball shot there by Altenberger. Rebound of the Wildcats. Niemeyer will give it up to McClurg. Sparks thought about it. Zone for Delphos St. John. Shot up by McClurg. Barhorse just reaches over everybody and follows with a basket. Lily Barhorse has been typical this year. Offensive rebounds, has a whole boatload of them. And she sticks it back in for the first points of the game. Will trying to find an opening. And she will get Sparks in 2 fouls already here. So we'll see what Coach Wiss does. It looks like Lindy Hemmelgarn will come in. Doesn't look like Anna Larger is dressed today. She's often the player that takes Sparks' place as that defender, but looks like Hemmelgarn will fill that role. Emma will shoot 2 foul shots here. Misses on the first one. 10.1 scoring average. Sparks leads in favor of Hemmelgarn. Again, Will's steals leads the MAC for the junior. Able to get the second one to go in. 2-1 Minster on our First National Bank scoreboard. First National Bank think first as that's knocked away by Will. As Blue Jays drop in that zone, and they are double teaming Barhorst. Triple teaming now, and there's a steal. Good job by Altenberger to step into the passing lane. Will now guarded by Hemmelgarn. Pass it around, it's Kerner, now Altenberger. Hershey thought about it. Hershey and Mueller, freshmen. Only 2 seniors on this roster, and there's a steal by McClurg, and she is fouled. Probably not the worst foul you can have. Foul on Abby Kerner is that probably would have been a layup the other way. A live ball turnover, if you will. So both teams offense and have a little bit of trouble so far. Under the Barhorse. She almost lost it. Underneath to Hemmelgarn. Hemmelgarn will be fouled. Kara Mueller's first foul, number 000 to be more accurate. McClurg will inbound all the way on top. Hemmelgarn a long 3. And on the rebound, there will be a foul on McClurg. So a lot of fouls being called so far. Again, glad you're joining us here on NKTelco Sports. Streaming just the varsity game. This is a makeup game from Thursday night. Because of weather in the Delphus area. Glad they're able to make this up so quickly. Neither team had a game scheduled today, so it worked. Will drives. Long rebound to Kerner, and she'll go in for a layup. Abby Kerner able to get the layup and lead to the Blue Jays 3-2. Fleur gives it to Hemmelgarn. Nice catch there by Lindy. Passes it to Barhorst. A little off the mark, and then a turnover for the Wildcats. 3 already. Probably only had 4 or 5 possessions so far. So they go back on defense, try to get some turnovers on this press. There's Hershey. It's up to Mueller. There's Will. 3 ball. That's Kerner. She misses it. She's a very good 3-point shooter at 36%. She's got 35 threes on the season, so McClurg will try her hand. Off the mark. Ball on the floor. Good hustle there by Brooke Altenberger, a sophomore. Right now, the Blue Jays playing pretty scrappy with a 3-2 lead on our First National Bank scoreboard. Nice crossover by Will. Nice help defense there by Mesher, but she will draw the foul. Lydia Mesher, her first, team 4th already. Emma Will. I'd like to thank both teams for passing on the stats. Will, let's look up. She's a 67% free throw shooter. She hits the first one. Number 12, Maya Boggs in the game. Number 22, Melanie Mueller in for the Wildcat, or for the Blue Jays, and for the Wildcats, number 10, Casey Albers. Number 32, Addie Inskeep. It's a little bit of mix-up here as they take the ball out of Will's hands. They got it all figured out. Second free throw by Will. Rebound by Addie Inskeep. Up ahead to Albers. Albers gives it up to McClurg. Quickly around this 2-3 zone. as they are really watching Barhorse underneath. At least two people are near her at all times. Barhorse with the only 2 points for Minster, and that was off an offensive rebound. Blue Jays really sagging on her, forcing the other teammates for the Wildcats. And there's the steal. Will all the way for the layup. Emma Will. Timeout, Coach Wiss. This timeout, as all of them this season, brought to you by Precision Strip. Be a full timeout. You're watching girls high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County has a job for you. Grand Lake Health System has over 800 employees. Included is Joint Township District Memorial Hospital and multiple physician practices. And we're now hiring a variety of positions that fit all education and skill levels. Plus, you'll get a great benefit package offered to both full and part-time workers. Join this rewarding career and help your community in the process. Contact Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County for all your employment needs.
Welcome back here as Minster calls a Precision Strip timeout. We appreciate the fine folks at Precision Strip, headquartered in Minster, Ohio, as Coach Bliss trying to regroup his Wildcats. They've had 4 turnovers already. They've also committed 4 fouls. I'm thinking they have only had 6 or 7 possessions, so they've had more possessions that ended in a turnover than have ended in a shot. Now some pressure here, 2-2-1 zone press by the Blue Jays. Albers to Inskeep, they'll kick it out. Hemmelgarn thought about a 3, back to Inskeep. Quickly they moved around, but good defense by the Blue Jays as Wildcats not able to get a shot off. Hemmelgarn to Barhorse underneath, and they're able to get it to Lilly. Lilly converts a much-needed basket for the Wildcats. Good assist there by Lindy Hemmelgarn. And there will go a pass through the hands. Turnover quickly. Hemmelgarn, nice penetration. Lindy Hemmelgarn with a nice basket. 6-6 quickly. 2 baskets quickly after that timeout, and they able to get another turnover. It's the Blue Jays, and there's a breakout basket there. Layup by Katie McClure again. And there's another steal. Coach Wiss talking about one of his keys to score off the defense, and they're definitely doing that here. Barhorse will kick it out. Albers wants it. And all alone for the rebound is Inskeep, who puts it in. Coach Nate Stantz going to call a timeout. Wow, things have changed in a hurry. Minster scored 4 straight points on turnovers and possessions. It'll be another full timeout. We'll be right back on NKTelco Sports.
We are here. And here. And here.
Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Coming out of this Precision Strip timeout, now Delphus is the one that had to call a timeout as Minster out of that timeout that they took, scored 4 quick baskets to turn it from a 6-2 deficit It's a 10-6 lead, and there is another turnover by the Blue Jays. They've had 3 straight turnovers in their possessions. So it has turned in a whole hurry here. Now it's a 1-2-2 zone full court pressure. Hemmelgarn to Inskeep. Albers will drive, put up a shot, and bank it home. Nice move by Casey Albers. Banks it home, and Minster scored now on 5 straight possessions. 10-0 run on Minster. We're going to have a reach-in foul. First foul there by Hemmelgarn. Emma Will back into the game, number 20. Also Abby Kerner, number 24. Their 2 main scorers were out. So see if the Blue Jays can regroup and stop the bleeding here. Here's number 5, Emma Wiltsey. It's tipped away. Another turnover. Up to 6 now. McClurg will pull up for a 14-footer. Barhorse somehow comes up with it and sticks it in. Blue Jays had it boxed out. It looked like Wool had it boxed out, and somehow it went over her head, and Barhorse able to get another offensive stick back. Now a 12-0 run and another turnover. Barhorse this time with the steal. Up ahead to McClurg. Katie has to save it. Altenberger will steal it. Maya Boggs gives it back to Emma Will. She's their main ball handler. They'll try to stop the bleeding here. Try to reset. They were looking good at 6-2 lead, and Minster called timeout about 2.5 minutes ago, and it's been a 12-0 run for Minster since that time. Altenberger will be called with a 5-second call. 8 turnovers on the Blue Jays. In the game, number 14, Ava Hershey. Kayla Lamb into the game, her first action, number 24, 5'10 junior forward, and Sadie Niemeyer in, as well as Brooke Clooney, 5'6 junior. Pretty good outside shooter, Brooke Clooney. So pass up ahead to Lamb. Quickly to Barhorse and in. Minster continues. Now a 14-0 run. So they're able to get some of their fast break offenses when missing at times this season. 16-6 lead. Will picks up her dribble to Kerner. Abby Kerner, their leading scorer. And there'll be a reach-in foul there on Clooney. That would be the 16th foul already, so Blue Jays will probably be shooting a lot of free throws in the second half. Aubrey Fairchild into the game, another freshman. They get it to Will to set the offense. 30 seconds to go. Drives the basket to Altenberger. Pass it to Kerner. 3 ball. Knocked out of bounds. They'll say it goes off of Minster. It will stay with the Blue Jays. With 21 seconds to go. Blue Jays trying to stop a 14-0 run. That happened when Coach Wiss called a timeout with about 3 minutes to go. They lob it down to Will. Rebound Niemeyer. Niemeyer will push it ahead to Barhorst. Clooney with the 3. There's Barhorst with another rebound. Can't get it finished that time. We're down to 6 seconds. Not sure if Will knows that. Down to 3 seconds. Coach Stant told her. Lofts up a 3, and it sticks in the basket. Unbelievable. Just missed there. They'll have to knock it down before the second quarter, but we played 1 quarter of basketball. Minster on a 14-0 run on our first national men's scoreboard. They lead 16-6. We'll be back with the second quarter here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
We played one quarter of basketball here in this Saturday matinee, and Minster was down 6-2. They went on a 14-0 run, now leading 16-6 as we start the second stanza. Coach Nate Stanford Blue Jays trying to make some adjustments. They were looking strong. We're ahead 6-2. Minster was turning it over, and it just flipped after that. Minster scored on like 6 straight possessions. Blue Jays kept turning over the ball, and result, 10-point lead for the Wildcats going into the second quarter. Almost a steal by Niemeyer. Will pass it into the corner. Altenberger with a short 3. Foul on Abby Kerner for the Blue Jays. That's her second. She will leave with 2 fouls in favor of Maya Boggs, one of just 2 seniors on this team. Boggs and Melanie Mueller. She was in earlier. Right now, Niemeyer will give it up to Lamb. Pass it all the way to Albers. She'll drive, give it to Mesher. Mesher's shot is short. Albers, Clooney open for the 3 and nails it. Splash by Brooke Clooney. Now a 17-0 run for the Wildcats. Clooney's done a nice job all season coming off the bench, hitting some outside shots, and she did there. Junior gets an opportunity as Mueller will dribble across the timeline off of her foot on the floor. Good hustle there by Lydia Mesher with a steal, and the Wildcats give it right back. 9 turnovers for the Blue Jays, 5 for the Wildcats. Will might have turned it over there, and I think she traveled there. She got away with a palming, but then she tried to move one more step, and that was one too many. 10 turnovers now by the Blue Jays as they stay in their 1-2 zone. Lily Barhorse not in the game right now. They were watching every move she made. So they run through their offense. Coach Wish instructions. Clooney 2 for 2 on the 3s in the last 2 possessions. Brooke Clooney with a pair of trays. And 22-6, 20-0 run now for the Wildcats. There's Mueller. And Will. Blue Jays trying to get some type of offense as this run has sparked the Minster defense. There's Boggs. And that's stolen away by Albers. Good play by the senior Casey Albers. Pass ahead to Lamb. Pull-up jumper, too long. Nice rebound by Mesher and follows there. Lydia Mesher, her first 2 points. We'll have another 30-second timeout. Minster now on a 22-0 run. This will be a 30-second timeout. Give us an opportunity to thank our sponsors for making this telecast possible. Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Green Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Worcester's Floor Center, and NKTelco are some of our additional sponsors. Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy-Schwerdem Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Park National Bank, Shakiricom, and St. Henry Bank. Our Minster Live View sponsor is Borchers Floor Center. Before 5:54 to go, Minster has broke this wide open, 24-6. If you just joined us, it was 6-2 Blue Jays with about 3 minutes to go. in the first quarter. Minster called a timeout, and it's been a totally different game since. 22-0 run as Minster goes back in their 1-3-1 zone. On top is Kayla Lamb, tall and very quick person on the point there. Pass it to Kerner. Altenberger. There's Mueller. Kerner to Mueller. Good defense being played by the Wildcats. Probably not the most athletic team they've had, and because they have a lot of very athletic teams, they play very solid defense. They're able to get another turnover this time. Clooney trying to go for 3 in a row. Rebound by Mesher. She will be tied up. Jump ball will keep it with Minster. Right now, Minster with only 3 starters on the floor right now as McClurg check back in. We're out to Clooney. There's Sadie Niemeyer. Almost a turnover there as Will was just ready, and I think she tipped it. Clooney coming back on the left side. Emma Will is dangerous on this zone. Very quick, athletic, pretty tall. Emma Will has her 5'6". That can't be right. She looks much taller than that. Shot up by McClurg. Will with the rebound. Well, she is 5'6". I think she's got to be at least 5'8". Nice crossover moving in. Emma Will breaks the drought. The drought ends at 22-0 run that Minster had for 7 minutes. Nice move by Will. She's trying to come up with a steal. That's going to go all the way in the backcourt. Minster's going to save it just in time. As Mesher will take it across the timeline. 2-3 zone as Blue Jays have played most of the day. 3 ball, Niemeyer, yes sir. Sadie Niemeyer knocks down a 3. 27-8 Wildcats. They're trying to go to 5-2 in the MAC. MAC that is now led by Marion Local, who knocked off Parkway Panthers. 3-point win for the Marion Local Flyers, which clinched a share. They only have one more league game to go. Nice drive by Kerner. Kayla Lamb with the rebound. Pass ahead to Mesher to Niemeyer. Quickly, McClurg can't get the 3 to fall. Rebound by Altenberger. Coach Will goes over to Coach Nate Stant to see what he wants her to do. Down by 19 with coming up on 3 minutes to go before half. Double team by the Wildcats. Will hands it off. There's Mueller. She might have double dribbled, and she did. 13 turnovers now. A whole bunch of Blue Jays and Wildcats. I'll just set the lineups as they go on offense. Morgan Sparks didn't get back into the game. She had 2 fouls. She'll be the point guard here. Lindy Hemmelgarn. Abby Inskeep, number 32, number 10, Casey Albers. And Lily Barhorse back in the game for the Wildcats. Up by 19 with the basketball. They'll keep a close eye on Barhorse underneath. Delphus has played almost exclusively zone today. Sparks thought about it. Over to Albers. She'll try the 3. That goes off the Blue Jays. Minster will get another chance on this end of the court. Being triggered in by the senior Lindy Hemmelgarn, one of 6 seniors on this team. Sends it or passes it to fellow senior Morgan Sparks to Albers. Nice ball movement. Those says before the shot. Good passing there. High-low pass from Inskeep to Barhorst. Foul on Fairchild, number 4. Her first foul, only for the 4th team foul. Minster's had 6 fouls in the first quarter. They have not had a foul since. Or none in this quarter is another way to say it. Pass to Barhorst, double team, even triple team. So they work it around the perimeter. 2:02 to go. Hemmelgarn on the wing, passes it to Albers. Quickly over to Sparks. Morgan trying to find an opening. Hemmelgarn thought about it. Hemmelgarn has pretty good field goal percentage from the 3-ball. Coach Nate Stan happy with the defense they're being played right now. He claps his team to encourage him to keep going. Sparks with a drive, banks it home. Nice move by Morgan Sparks. 29-8. Full court pressure by Minster. Kerner, that's knocked out of bounds by Inskeep. Emma Will back into the game. They really struggle without her in to handle the ball. .114 to go. Minster in control, 29-8. It was 6-2, so they have outscored the Blue Jays 27-2. Drive, pass underneath the basket. Maya Boggs with her first 2 points. Ball movement by the Blue Jays, and we're on a minute to go. Albers has a lane. She pulls up for the shot. Inskeep will put it in with a rebound. Addie Inskeep. Offensive rebound basket. 31-10. Minster well over their 19 points that they had on Tuesday against St. Mary's. Will with a 3. Long rebound. There's Hemmelgarn. They played a nice floor game so far. This first half. Barhorst and in. Lily Barhorst, 10 points. Give the assist to Morgan Sparks. Minster's offense always works better when they push it up tempo. Will running the baseline, just able to get it in. That was close to the 5-second count. Mueller give it across the timeline. 5 seconds to go. Boggs' shot is short, and that will end our first half of play on our First National Bank scoreboard. Minster in total control, 33-10 over the Blue Jays. Both teams will go to the locker rooms. I'll come back with about a minute and a half to go. I'll have a wrap-up of the stats, and we'll keep going with the second half here on NKTelco Sports.
Whether you do business from a corner store or a corner office, there is one asset your business cannot do without: the Internet. Everything from sales and marketing, training and shipping, PR, HR, and R&D, your business relies on a fast, reliable, and secure connection. And now, it's more important than ever to partner with an internet provider you can trust. Get Flight Fiber for Business, backed by local tech support from NKTelco. Call today.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back. We're at halftime here at Minster Gymnasium, where the home team, the Minster Wildcats, have blown this game wide open. They lead 33-10 at halftime. Looking at our individual scoring, Minster has had 9 different players score. That's 9 of the 10 players that have gotten to the game so far, led by Lily Barhorst with 10 points. Brooke Clooney with 6 Addie Inskeep with 4. And then a whole bunch of, well, you have Sadie Niemeyer with 3, then a whole bunch with 2. Lindy Hemmelgarn, Morgan Sparks, Lydia Mesher, Casey Albers, and Katie McClurg for their total of 33. For the Blue Jays, they just had 3 players scored, led by Emma Will with 6, Abby Kerner with 2, and Maya Boggs with 2. Turnovers, a big story of this first half. Blue Jays, 13 turnovers, Minster only 4, and they had those 4 early. Around 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, Coach Wiss called a timeout, and everything changed. Wildcats were down 6-2. They scored in 6 straight possessions, caused numerous Blue Jays turnovers, went on a 22-0 run, and really since that time they have outscored. It was 6-2 Blue Jays. Since that time, Minster has outscored them 31-4, and that's why we have a big 23-point lead. To see Coach Nate Stant encouraging his team out there as they go back to the court. We'll check what the starting lineups here in the second half. Again, all our starting lineups all year sponsored by Emerson Climate Technologies. So we'll take a look here. You have number 0, Carolyn Mueller, number 14, Ava Hershey, number 21, Brooke Altenberger, number 20, Emma Will. That will go into the backcourt as an over and back, and also the lineup, Abby Kerner. For the Wildcats, looks like the same starting lineup as they've had. Number 3, Katie McClurg, number 20, Sadie Niemeyer, 32, Addie Inskeep, 14, Lily Barhorse, and number 12, Lydia Mesher. As they have their first possession. The Blue Jays have played mostly zone today. And the thing you have to watch if you play the Delphi St. John on their defense, you got to watch who's on the point there. Emma Will leads the MAC in steals. And then she gets one there. She was just waiting for the pass, intercepted for the easy layup. Emma Will does what she does best. She now has 8 of the 12 points for the Blue Jays. Barhorse will be fouled. Her staff was odd. Minster had 6 fouls in the first quarter. They did not have a foul in the second quarter. Right now, that's the first foul of the second half. On the Blue Jays, that's on number 2, Carolyn Mueller, her second foul. Emma Will with another steal and another layup. Will, nice player for the Blue Jays. Barhorse all the way over. McClurg will try to hit a shot, and she splashes it. Katie McClurg, nothing but nylon, a 30-second timeout, sponsored by Precision Strip, taken by Minster Wildcats. Gives us an opportunity to let you know NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays. Tonight's high school varsity basketball on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replay times are Tuesday, February 14th at 5 p.m. And also Saturday, February 18th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Coach Mike Wisk making a Precision Strip timeout. Minster has had 16 straight winning seasons. Right now, a 9-8. They have not clinched that by any means. They have had winning seasons 27 of the last 28 years. So that 9-8 record is more reflective of the unbelievably tough schedule they play. They're 4-2 in the MAC. Currently in third place. Good chance to go 5-2. There is a ball through the hands. Minster also had a hand in there, and they'll say it's off. Minster will stay with the Blue Jays. Again, if you're wondering why there's basketball being played this afternoon, this is a makeup from Thursday night that was postponed because of the weather, as we have another turnover against the Blue Jays. Looks like it'll be man-to-man, or they go back to a 2-2-1 press. A little uncommon press. You see a lot of 1-2-2. I'm not good enough on X's and O's to tell you the pros and cons on the 2-2-1 and the 1-2-2, as Sadie Niemeyer is fouled. Minster has scored. 9 different players have scored led by Lily Barhorse with 10. Barhorse leads the MAC in field goal percentage at 57. She's third in rebounds, fifth in scoring, third in blocks. You got to believe Lily Barhorse is going to be in first team All-MAC, as the voting will take place pretty quickly here as they triple team Barhorse. They've tried to do that. She still scored 10, and they will tie her up. That will stay with Minster. About 2 minutes through this third quarter. McClurg had the 3 only scoring here in the second half. Sparks gives it up to McClurg. Be careful to pass it around Will. Sparks thought about it. They're playing Barhorse very close. Niemeyer gives it up to McClurg. All the way over. Sparks will drive. Nice pass underneath. McClurg's open for another 3. Nice rebound by Niemeyer. But the ball's taken away by you-know-who, Emma Will, with the steal. Good hesitation, dribble, off-balance shot. Not able to finish. Good help defense there by Minster. .5:25 to go. Also, what's happening tomorrow is the tournament draw is tomorrow across the state in girls. The boys will be next Sunday. So all the brackets will be coming out. Most of the drawings are at 2 o'clock, so if you look on Twitter around 2:30, 3 o'clock, you'll be seeing them, as that will be a foul underneath. And the other thing in the Northwest District, only in that district, the seedings are being picked by Martin RPI. It's like a RPI that you hear around the NCAA tournament that factors in strength of schedule, and that will just be the seeding. It doesn't place the teams in brackets, but it'll be the seeding instead of voting. Sparks with a 3. Rebound Blue Jays. So it'll be interesting how that all plays out, as we'll have a foul in the backcourt on Niemeyer. Last Martin RPI that I saw in the Walpock District, what Minster would be part of, Marion Local was 1, but they were 2nd. I think St. Henry was 3rd, even though they had a 9-8 record. Just shows with this schedule they have, an unbelievably tough schedule. Give you some numbers in a minute there, as there'll be a jump ball. Minster's lost 8 games. You look at the teams they lost to, the composite record of the 8 teams they lost to is 119 and only 23, an .838 winning percentage. Unbelievable. That includes teams like, it's probably gone up because I didn't figure in the Thursday games, like Rushi's 15-4. You have Liberty Benton's 15-1. Marion Local's now 16-2. Fort Laramie's 17-1. Parkway now 16-2. Ottoville 10-8. That has probably the worst record of their 8 losses. Liberty Benton 19-0. There is a steal and a breakaway. Barhorse, she's got most of her points on fast breaks. Timeout. Delphos St. John will be a full timeout. You're watching MAC girls basketball on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County has a job for you. Grand Lake Health System has over 800 employees. Included is Joint Township District Memorial Hospital and multiple physician practices. And we're now hiring a variety of positions that fit all education and skill levels. Plus, you'll get a great benefit package offered to both full and part-time workers. Join this rewarding career and help your community in the process. Contact Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County for all your employment needs.
Another timeout brought to you by Precision Strip, this time called by Coach Nate Stant. It's Delphos St. John Blue Jays that came into this game 4-14, trying to snap a 5-game losing streak, and right now down by 24. They have an uphill battle. Otherwise, they'll have a 6-game losing streak driving back late this afternoon back to Delphos St. John. Minster Wildcats, the boys, are playing Jackson Center tonight. Jackson Center ranked number 2 in the state in Division 4. Will drive in, try to do the jump step, draws the foul. Addie Inskip. That's on Lindy Hemmelgarn. Emma will go back to the line. She's been at the foul line quite a bit today. She is now 3 of 5. She is now up to 11 points. 5'6" junior. All underclassmen in the starting lineup. Will hits a pair, so you can expect better things from the Blue Jays. A program that for a long time they were in the contenders about the MAC. Year in, year out, Dan Grodhouse, a long-time coach, had a lot of success. But the last 5 or 6 years haven't been the contenders that they once were. But that could turn around shortly. And a quick pass underneath Lily Barhorse. When they were to get the quick passing underneath there, she does what she does best. She is first in the MAC with a 58% field goal percentage, and she has not gone down on that. Not sure she's missed today. I think she missed once. Coming in the game, number 5, Emma Wiltsey. Another sophomore. Only 2 seniors on this team. Neither one started. There's a nice pass underneath. One of the senior Maya Boggs not able to get that to fall. We'll have a foul by Emma Will in the backcourt. Let's look at the MAC standings. We'll get next break in action. Marion leads 8-0, Parkway 6-1, and Minster looking to go to 5-2. I'll give you the full recap when we get a longer break. Katie McClurg. Minster's had 9 players score. By Barhorse with 14 points. Inskip to Barhorst. That'll be a foul before the shot. Barhorst is just tough for anybody to match up. 5'11", she might be taller than that. Athletic as any girl in the league. It's a tough matchup for everybody. She has had a nice junior year. Last year, Barhorst averaged 6.6. This year, she's over 12 points a game. Hemmelgarn gives it up to Albers. Here's McClurg. McClurg not able to hit the 3. The long rebound to Albers. McClurg thought about another one. So they work it around the perimeter. Under 3 minutes to go. McClurg will pull up a shot and able to get the bank off the glass. McClurg now up to 8. Or check that, up to 7. Pressure, good pressure defense. Causes a 17th turnover against the Blue Jays, and then Minster turns it over. They've had 7. Carolyn Mueller into the ball game. Blue Jays, only 9 players dressed today. And then for the Wildcats, senior Kennedy Cordy into the game, 5'10" senior. 42-16. Minster looking to move to second place at 5-2 and get their 10th win of the season. Emma Will, nice move, just not able to finish. McClurg gets a rebound, pushing the tempo. Hemmelgarn almost loses the handle. Lindy playing some extended time here today. Albers in and out. Rebound Brooke Altenberg. Altenberg just a sophomore. Will is a junior. Kerner is a junior. It's their leading scorer. Altenberg's a Said Olber's a freshman. There's Mueller as a freshman. Emma Wiltsey's in the game, number 5. She's a sophomore, so a lot of young players for this Blue Jay team. I know they've won at least one state championship. I think that was in 2002. Still not able to put that one in. Up ahead to Cordy. 1:14 to go, third quarter. Glad you're joining us here on NKTelco Sports. That pass will go tipped by Will. Kayla Lamb into the game. Also Brooke Clooney. Lamb is 24. Brooke Clooney is 4. Pair of juniors. Probably will be in contention for starting spots next year, as Wildcats will graduate 6 players. All the way over there's Hemmelgarn. In the corner, it's Clooney. Clooney's hit a pair of 3s today. Drive to the basket. Doesn't fall by Albers, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll be Blue Jay basketball. Mueller gives it up to Kerner. She's been one of the top 3-point shooters in the MAC, but she hasn't been able to connect on one today. She's second in 3-point percentage and 3 points made. Kennedy Cordy in and out. Lamb with the rebound. That's just taken away by Emma Will. I've been impressed by Will. Nice pass to Kerner and in. Wow. Those two are juniors. They'll be back next year. And there's cause for optimism if you're a Blue Jay fan. Coach Nate Stant has not quit coaching, that's for sure. He's not even worried about the scoreboard. I have to credit a lot to Coach Stant. And sometimes you see coaches, they don't coach the same based on the score, but he has given his all the time. 3 ball by Albers. Long rebound, and that will end the third quarter of play on your First National Bank scoreboard. Minster 42, Blue Jays 18. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
To go to the fourth quarter, let's look at that extended MAC standings for the girls. Marion leads at 8-0 as they knocked off second place. Parkway was undefeated. They knocked them over at Parkway by 3 points on Thursday night. That was a good ball game. Minster at 4-2, about to go to 5-2. Versailles 5-3. Coldwater 4-3. St. Henry, very young team, 3-4. New Bremen 3-4. The Blue Jays here 2-4, and Fort Recovery New Knoxville still looking for their first league win. And we go to the fourth quarter. Minster in control on our First National Bank scoreboard, 42-18. Wildcats have had 9 different players score out of the 11 that have played, led by Lily Barhorse with 14, Katie McClurg with 7, Brooke Clooney with 6 for the Blue Jays. Emma Will with a nice game, 12 points. Abby Kerner with 4. Maya Boggs with 2. That's the only 3 players that have scored for the Blue Jays. Again, there was no JV game today, as this is a makeup from Thursday. Sparks with a tray. Long rebound. Nice hustle by Sadie Niemeyer. She avoided the jump ball, but when she tried to kind of move from there, she traveled. So that's a tough turnover. 8th on the Wildcats. There's a steal in the backcourt by Sparks. Clooney not able to finish. Ball goes out of bounds off the Blue Jays. It'll be Minster ball. If you're watching this game live, I'd like to credit anybody from Marion who's involved with recognizing Ross Tobey, who's been Freddie Flyer the last 20 years. They had a big ceremony. They had about the whole crowd was dressed in Freddie Flyer white T-shirts. It was an awesome sight. I'd like to have a shout out to Freddie Flyer, the Marion local Flyers. Congratulations on 20 years, and hope to have many, many more years to come. Underneath, Cordy with a follow. That's the 10th player that has scored. Kennedy Cordy. Her first 2 points today. Minster up to 44. They only average 39. Got a lot of low-scoring games. As they missed there. Try to look through some of these. Probably one of their higher-scoring games. Niemeyer up and under, and she travels. Took one too many steps. Let's see here. Minster, their high game of the season was 59. That was against Arcanum. They had a 54-point game against New Knoxville, 53 against Wapak. And also Anna, 52 points. Only 4 games in the 50s. Minster's got a shot to be in the 50s today. It's a big improvement after only scoring 19. Yes, 19 against St. Mary's on Tuesday. That is 19 points. It's the second least ever scored by a Minster girls team. Back in 1994, that team only scored 18 twice against Versailles and Fort Recovery. But back in 94, Minster basketball wasn't what it is today. And a nice move there by Emma Will. Blue Jays up to 20. Blue Jays on the season average 33 points a game. So the Minster defense has gotten the better of their offense. Niemeyer's shot is off the mark. Nice offensive rebound by Cordy. Sparks basket off the glass and in. Morgan Sparks, a nice move by the senior. Had a slight leg injury against Tribe Village, or against the game before when they played New Knoxville, so they've been erring on the side of caution. She hasn't played the last 2 games. Kayla Lamb with a foul. That'll put Maya Boggs, the senior, in the game. She's right at her average of 2 a game. In the game will be Katie McClurg. Morgan Sparks will get a hand as she goes to the bench. Second free throw. Minster ball. They're looking to go to 10-8 on the season. 5-2 in the MAC as they go into the tournament draw. Banked in. Sadie Niemeyer, her second 3 of the day. 6 points for the sophomore. Will in some trouble. Boggs will find a lane to the basket, but it rolls out. Niemeyer able to get the rebound and able to keep her dribble. Good job by the sophomore point guard. Niemeyer thought about a 3. Go over to Clooney. Clooney's had a pair of 3s. Let's see, Minster's had, we'll go underneath. Cordy, nice move. Kennedy Cordy. Four points here for KK, as the PA announcer called her today. Kennedy Cordy with 2 big baskets here in the fourth quarter. I have some substitutions. We have Lindy Hemmelgarn for Minster, and for the Blue Jays, you have 22 Melanie Mueller, 21 Brooke Altenberger, and number 0 Carolyn Mueller. Kayla Lamb trying to be the 11th player. Yes, 11th player to score today. Can't get it to fall. Cordy with the rebound. Lamb with another chance. Not able to be the number 11 in the scorebook. Shot up by Kerner. That would be a traveling. Blue Jay turnovers is 20. I think I look at my scoring here. That's the first free throw Minster's taken all day. That's pretty unbelievable. That you go almost halfway to go in the fourth quarter, and no foul shots until right then. Clooney, bingo! Brooke Clooney with 3 of them. Clooney with 9 on 3 threes. Shot up, and there's a 3 the other way by Ava Hershey. Be a 30-second timeout. This timeout, as always, sponsored by Precision Strip. I'd like to thank our Keys to the Game sponsor, Keyhole Pizza. Scoreboard sponsor, longtime scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank, Think First. Starting lineups are brought to you by Emerson Climate Technologies. Timeouts, like this one, sponsored by Precision Strip. I'll pick a player of the game that is sponsored by NKTelco. Our Minster Live View sponsor is Borchers Floor Center. Our additional sponsors, Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Sashfordham Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Park National Bank, Securicom, and St. Henry Bank. I'm Dave Knapke. It's been my pleasure to bring you this game here. As Minster now at 54. Their season high is 59 against Arcanum back on December 29th. This is the 5th time they've been in the 50s, so we'll see if they can break 59 and get into the 60s for the first time all year. As Lindy Hemmelgarn will be fouled in the backcourt. Hemmelgarn she's only had 2 points, but early in the game she came in for Sparks, who's in foul trouble. She had a basket, and she had a nice assist that really got that run going. That was a 22-0 run that really sparked Minster here for the senior. Now the second free throw taken by Minster today, and that's not going to work as a Wildcat that stepped into the lane. So they'll wave that off. I'm not sure if that's counts as a bad free throw or not. I have to ask somebody on that. She never shot it, so 1-3-1 for Minster. So they are trying to go to their 10th victory and really get that taste of that 23-19 loss out of their mouth that they had on Tuesday against St. Mary's. 3-pointer there by Altenberger. Up and under by Kerner. It'll go on the side. Talking through, Minster's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threes today. 3 of them by Brooke Clooney. See, the most they've had is 7 in a game this year. That was 7 was on against Salina. That game, Brooke Clooney had 8 points in that game. And that would be a travel. There, Brooke Clooney, that was her season high against Salina. She had a pair of threes. She had 8 points. Tonight, she has her season high at 9. So let me double check that. 1 3-pointer by McClurg, 3 by Clooney, 2 by Niemeyer. So 1, 2, I said 6. Yeah, 6, that's what I said. So season high is 7. Now I think Coach Wiss is quite happy with how they have played and a good defense there. Also in the game, number 5, Chloe Thien in the game. Her first action today for the senior. Nice pass underneath. Will with another basket. Emma Will is 16. I'd vote for her on first team All-MAC based on this game. You never know when you're announcing a team one time if that team or a player is having their best game or worst game of the season. I have to say it was one of Will's better games. That's underneath to Cordy. Wills coming off a 23-point game she had against Lincoln View. That's her season high. She had several other games. Here, Kennedy Cordy with foul shots. Kendall Bergman into the game, 5'5" junior. Kennedy Cordy in and out. Rebound by Lamb, and Kayla Lamb is Wildcat number 11 to score today. Drive to the basket by Mueller. Rebound by Cordy. Give it to Cordy. Over to Thien. Bergman. Now Clooney. Chloe Thien can't hit the three. Nice rebound by Bergman. Will be tied up. The jump ball will give it to the Blue Jays with 1:50 to go. Minster go to 10-8 on the season. They 5-2 in the MAC. They will travel to number 3 ranked OG Titans on Tuesday. 3-ball miss there by Clooney. We'll have a foul on the rebound. So we'll have Kendall Bergman the chance of free throws. She has a chance to get into the scoring column for the junior. And she rattles it home. Now 12 Wildcats to score today. 12. I think there's only been 13 players that are in the ball game, and Bergman had hit 2. 58, now 1 point away from their season high. Look at the Blue Jay schedule. They play on tomorrow. They have the Holy War game against LCC. They're home. I think it must be a boys and girls, both play on Sunday. They are host the following Thursday. Next to Thursday, they're home to St. Henry in Coldwater. So this is the last road game for the Blue Jays. They close out with 3 home games. Minster the next 2 weeks have Tuesday, Thursday games. They're at OG, they're at Fort Recovery, and then next week, starting the 7th and the 9th, we'll be streaming the home games of Clyde and New Bremen. And that will be the 22 regular season meetings. Hopefully everything stays on schedule. The weather doesn't get in the way like it did on this game on Thursday. Shot up. That is short. Chloe Thien with the rebound. For Clooney, her season high today. Kennedy Cordy tied her season high. Bergman with a shot. Not able to hit it. Shot up by Clooney is short. Bergman, those are the first 2 points she scored this year. Probably her first 2 points as a varsity player. So congratulations to Kendall Bergman. Always a moment when you're able to score for the first time at the varsity level. She's done a nice job on JV this year. We have a scrappy sequence coming here. Minster has had 12 different players score. When you're the head coach, there's always that balance. You need to play the best players. You also want to give some of your other players playing time. And it's always a good feeling you get that many players to score, 12 of them. And there's a steal by Lamb. Kendall Bergman should be competing for some more varsity time next year as a senior. Right now she'll shoot the 3. Long rebound goes out of bounds. It will be to the Blue Jays. You stick around, I'll do a quick wrap up here. Minster dominating. They had a big 22-0 run in the first quarter into the second quarter, and that turned this ball game completely around. At that time, the Blue Jays were up 6-2. Minster dominated since that time. Be knocked out of bounds. For the Blue Jays, they're scoring Emma Will with 16, Ava Hershey with 3, Maya Boggs with 2, Abby Kerner with 4 for their total of 25. 3 ball by Altenberger. Her their first 3 points. So they've had 5 different players score now, and that's the final on our First National Bank scoreboard. Minster defeats Belfast St. John's 58-28. Looking at the individual scoring for Minster, they were led in scoring by Lily Barhorse with 14. Next is Brooke Clooney with 9. Katie McClurg with 7. You have Sadie Niemeyer with 6. Addie Eadskeep with 4. Kennedy Cordy with 4. Kayla Lamb with 2. Lindy Hemmelgarn with 2. Lydia Mesher with 2. Morgan Sparks with 4. Kendall Bergman with 2. Casey Albers with 2. So again, Minster scores 12 different players in the scoring column. They win 58-28. They go to 10-8 on the season, 5-2 in the MAC. Blue Jays lose their 6th in a row, 4-15 overall, 2-5 in the MAC. They will play against LCC tomorrow, Sunday the 29th. Minster travels to OG, plays the number 3 ranked Titans on this coming Tuesday the 31st. Again, our leading scorers, Emma Will with 16 for the Blue Jays, and for the Wildcats, Lily Barhorse with 14. Our player of the game, I'm going to go with Brooke Clooney. She had a season high 9 points. She had on 3 threes. She had 2 big threes in the second quarter, kind of really broke open the game. Congratulations to Brooke Clooney, our player of the game, sponsored by NKTelco. So that'll wrap it up from here. Final score once again on our First National Bank scoreboard. Minster 58, St. John's 28. I'm Dave Kanapke. Thanks for watching on NKTelco Sports.